Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Supreme Court and a few other things. Now, as you know, the Supreme Court began its um, New Year term with a special session to weigh in on the Biden vaccine mandates. Now, I was considered a genius kid, so I have a special affinity for the law. Now, this conservative majority seems to be poised to rule that Biden can issue a mandate for the healthcare workers because they accept Medicare and Medicaid funding. And, but also, let's springboard that argument. Since employers have to pay Medicare taxes and also have to comply with OSHA safety standards, why wasn't any of that argued? Why? And also, Clarence Thomas has no clue what the hell OSHA. Okay, his perception of OSHA is basically that it has the same role from the Spanish flu days. He doesn't seem to think that it evolved past making sure workers don't, you know, catch, I guess, the Spanish flu, according to Clarence Thomas. So this conservative majority seems to be blurring the lines. They have struck down a lot of executive orders, but they have kept some executive orders. It's always this 50-50 ruling crap, which in turn means limited government. And yes, the famous argument, well, if it was really the will of the people, then Congress needed to write it. I am so sick of that argument. Congress hasn't functioned correctly probably in the last 25 years. So the Supreme Court can't use that argument anymore. No, it's dead. Nope. Ever since they struck down Citizens United and money was an official put into political ideology, no. The will of the people was officially gone right then and there. Dark money entered in as a permanent thing to stay, so no. Because, yes, one of the things I do agree with, if you can't get certain things that are good for the people done by Congress, you have to use whatever tools are at your disposal. And if it has to be through executive action, then you have to go through executive action. You have to do something for this country. There's also, but I am just so sick of, I'm sick of a lot these days. But also, did you know that this week that the pandemic fell, or excuse me, the economy fell to a record low unemployment rate of 3.9%? But Biden is underwater in the economy and the handling of the pandemic. Yes, there is a great resignation going on, but people are still finding jobs. That's what's not being talked about. There is still problematic areas. I will admit that, mostly in hospitality industries and service industries. But there are still a lot of people who are raising wages to attract more people. But also, there are still problematic areas, just like in any modern economy. But the 3.9 unemployment in a pandemic, do you think he gets credit for that? No. But now, the other side of the coin, pandemic. Now, that's kind of fair. But he's being blamed for 38% of the country who refuses to comply with mask mandates, social distancing, vaccines, nothing. They listen to Tucker Carlson and the Republicans and do whatever the fuck they want, and they think it's their God-given right to spread this disease and clog up the hospitals, drain our resources, and kill everybody they can with COVID. But also, one of the things that is being worked on is COVID-19 tests being delivered to the home. That is a deal that has to be finalized through UPS, the United States Postal Service, because the logistics of that include a lot of overtime, and also the UPS is fighting Biden on its vaccine mandate. So it hasn't been approved yet. And also, Biden is kind of circumventing the Louis DeJoy, which was a Trump appointee, because Biden doesn't technically have the authority to fire the Postmaster General. He just appoints the board. So he still has to go to the Postmaster General to approve deals, which is just you would think the post office, which its treasury, or excuse me, its financials are reported to the United States Treasury. Its retirement is directly reported to Treasury, and Treasury has authority over the retirement portion of the post office. But somehow the post office is separated from actual authority of the United States government. It's one of the weirdest flaws ever. But also, there is a lot of panic in Washington because people are frustrated. Manchin right now is getting outside pressure from Romney to revive the child tax credit. Romney wants the child tax credit with no work requirement, and Manchin wants it with a work requirement. Who do you think is the Republican in this deal? But also, Manchin is receiving pressure from Bill Clinton and Oprah. That is the weirdest combination of outside pressure. But also, Manchin is a little sour because since Biden mentioned his name in a press release, that, since he single-handedly killed the deal, he's, according to certain complaints, been, he doesn't like being chased by political interests that are the actual people, not the lobbyists. He's so full. Oh, and also to the people that go after me because I hold Manchin in check. He's worth $5 million in dirty oil, or excuse me, not dirty oil. He has a fossil fuel industry business. He has gone after he has killed so many good deals. What value is he? He kicked off 8 million people from the stimulus, in Biden's stimulus, not Trump's, Biden's. He keeps, blowing up good deals for what? He is the most frustrating Democratic senator ever. And that's including Kristen Sinema. So, I am not sorry that I hold him in check. If you got Romney, a Republican, willing to not have the work requirement for the child tax credit because the child tax credit is doing good to help the poverty situation in America, something is truly wrong with this situation. But these are just my thoughts on the matter. I'm Todd. I'll see you next time.